Yeah.
You sound real enthusiastic because we are back for another episode of Mind, Your Body and Soul, the Healthy Podcast. I am Joseph Ward, the outreach specialist and health educator for Neighborhood Medical Center. We back with episode 6, and my co-host is
It's
the magnificent.
Mathias Sweet, the Round White Program Director for Neighborhood Medical Center.
Why you got all them condoms behind you?
Because that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk
Mr.
about Condom
Nasty Man.
101.
He is Mr. Nasty Man.
We're
Hey,
going to talk about Condoms 101
there
and
you
just
go.
making sure everybody understands the difference between different style condoms
Yeah,
as well as the purpose of condoms.
right.
And there's different purposes for different condoms. And about lube, like how to use the correct lubes, what lube to use, what not to use. So, I mean, even about using safe sex protection as far as dental dams.
Right.
So that's what we're here today to learn about is Condoms 101.
Yep. And I know one of the biggest things is to dispel this myth about these magnums within our community, right?
Yes.
So, um, we when we do our safe sex classes, we well hold up before we get into it, we gotta do some housekeeping. I almost forgot about our housekeeping. So every Wednesday, make sure you catch our episode of Mind Your Body and Soul, the Healthy Podcast. Every Wednesday, we're available on our YouTube channel. So it's Neighborhood Medical Center. Type in Neighborhood Medical Center on YouTube. Subscribe, and you will be able to see all of our Mind Your Body and Soul podcasts. So we want to give a shout out to our past guests, Mr. Sean Kruger, Dr. Brianna Jernay, and Miss Katrina Ball. They came through and they dropped a whole lot of good information. So shout out to all of them. Also shout out to Miss Alana Steaple, aka Dr. Staples. So she'll be back with us on the next episode as we go deep into STDs. The Mind Your Body and Soul podcast is available on Anchor as well as basically all of the major podcast platforms. We are available. So you can go to your favorite podcast platform and search Mind Your Body and Soul, the Healthy Podcast, and you will be able to find us. Subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe. You know, these platforms got an interesting thing. If you like, comment, subscribe, and share, more people can see us. So, and that's free. And that's free to help us be seen by more people because the mission is to empower our people and give them the information that they need to live a healthy life and the healthiest versions of themselves. All right. So let's get into the condominiums, right? So we do a lot of safe sex classes. We do a lot. And one of the episodes we told you about an interaction we had with one of the FAMU students who we taught him about this condom right here, the lifestyle non-latex, kind of changed his life. So, Matthias, why is condom competency important?
Well, one is important for it helps prevent against STDs. And if you don't know what STD is, again, it's a sexually transmitted disease or STI, which is sexually transmitted infection.
Mhm.
So it is one barrier that we have to preventing ourselves from contracting HIV, gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, herpes, HPV, just depending on whatever type of STD. Now, you can still contract the STD with using a condom. I just want everybody to understand condoms are not 100% safe from for you not catching an STD. I just want you
Right.
to understand that. Because it depends on where the STD is on the body
Yep.
and what organs and what skin, because a lot of STDs are skin to skin contact. So if you have it on the outside of the vagina, penis goes into the vagina, but it touches your leg, you can still contract the STD. So
Right.
we want you to understand condoms are effective, but they're not 100% effective as far as preventing you from STDs. They are just a barrier. They are, Joe, what's the percentage of them?
99 point something. But it's in the
Right.
99 percentile. So,
But it's a good method to use. The only effective use to make sure you stay STD free is abstinence.
right.
Now, I want you to understand that. We preach abstinence, we understand, but this is 2020. We understand people out here doing what they want to do. So that's
Right.
why we have different things like the condoms to be out here to help us protect stuff. It protects from pregnancy as well as STDs,
There you
but
go.
not all. So
That's what it is. And I'm glad you broke down. condoms aren't 100%. The human element is still very, very, very important. So like he was saying, even condoms used incorrectly, and we're going to make sure we break that down. If your condom is breaking, it's a chance that you either put it on wrong, you didn't leave enough room for the condom to have room to breathe or slide, or you probably put on an old condom or a compromised condom. So some of the things we're going to break down is steps that you can take to put your condom on correctly and in a safe manner, how to check your condoms, the different types of condoms, different types of lubricant, and different types of protection that people can use. And behind Mathias, we're not just nasty people that just put used condoms on the board. But what we're doing is we're going to have a trivia for you all. So toward the end, we're going to ask you all, can you identify which condom is which just by looking at the length and things? We know we can't. This isn't the greatest technology ever, but looking at the different condoms and looking at the lengths and widths, because most people really believe that they can identify a magnum condom. We want people to understand how different or similar these condoms can be. All right, so let's start with like the different types of condoms, especially the different types of condoms that we have. You know, we hear this a lot, especially in our community. The Magnum is the best condom. That's a personal preference, right? Because one thing I always say, if the Magnum was the greatest condom ever, why Trojan making other condoms? Why they improving on their condoms? Why they make the Magnum XL? Why they make the Magnum XXL? And everybody can't wear Magnums. It's okay if you can't. The Magnum doesn't equate good sex.
But Joe, tell them what the Magnum is for. Why is the Magnum created?
The Magnum is for width. So we have these volunteers that decide to show up to work today. So Ray and Claude, right? So looking at both volunteers, one is thicker, wider, has more girth than the other. One is longer than the other. So the Magnum isn't about length. The Magnum is about width. And I'm gonna, not right at this second, but I am going to put the condoms on these things so you can see the condom shouldn't be baggy and saggy. This is not a fashion statement. This is about protection, ultimate protection. So if you're going to use the condoms, we want to make sure people are using them right. But the Magnum was literally created for girthy penises.
Right.
So you can have all the length in the world that you want. If you don't have the girth, you'll put the Magnum on and it's going to come off. Tell from your experience working in clinical settings and working with nurses, you tell us about how many stories have you heard about nurses going in and fishing condoms out of people because of them using condoms that were too big?
You hear it a lot because a lot of times, or you even hear it from your friends. I thought I had a condom on, but when I pulled out, the condom was gone. So did I really use a condom? So it's in there, but on those good nights where you're drunk and doing other things and things happen, and sometimes you don't remember because you're one intoxicated or you're under the influence of something. So being proactive is making sure that you want a condom to fit tight. The purpose of the condom is to fit tight so that nothing can come into the condom and the condom doesn't come off. If the condom's not tight, a lot of times when you're in bodily fluids and things like that, and when you're in the act, the fluids can get inside of the condom and you can get infected that way as well. But if the condom keeps sliding off, you got to keep pulling it up, you're still exposing yourself to the STD. A
Right.
lot of times, people, you have to try the condoms out to see what works for you. Like I
Right.
said, everyone isn't gonna like the Magnum, the Trojan, the Atlas, the ones, the one XL, the one the classic, or the one legend. So it just depends. Or you even got, if you want to get expensive, you can go to the store and buy the Hexo Helix.
Yeah,
You can buy
yeah.
the other condoms, the ecstasy condoms, and things like that. They have other things for pleasure, but you have to figure out which one fits for you. And
Right.
trust me, when you find that one, you know that's the one.
There you
Like
go.
for my preference, I like the non-latex condom. It's my own personal feeling. That's what I prefer. One,
Right.
you don't have to worry about a latex allergy if the person you're having sex with is allergic to latex.
Right.
Two, it kind of adheres to the penis when it gets warm. Then when it gets inside, it actually adheres a little bit more, so it feels like you have nothing on. It
Right.
feels amazing. So once you're
Yes.
inside of somebody, you actually feel and get all your feeling. If you look at a Magnum, the Magnum is actually thicker. It's more like a, I don't want to say trash bag, but it's actually thicker. But and you're not getting all your feeling.
Right.
But some people like that. They say it helps them to last a little bit longer. It just depends. Like I say, whatever tickles your pickle, whatever makes you happy. So, but condoms are made to fit tight. You want
Right.
them tight.
Right. So, and I'm glad you said that, because even with, like, let's say you're using the Magnum, I want everybody to understand the importance of lubrication. So sometimes I'll be in a teaching setting. We'll both be in the settings, and we'll ask, because we start from the basics. We want people to really understand what they're doing, what they're getting themselves into, and the whys. So we ask people, and we're not trying to be nasty or crazy. We just ask, why why does the vagina have fluids? Why are the vaginal fluids present? Why can they be in abundance at certain times? And people will say, well, um, 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 I don't know. People literally have no idea why vaginal fluids exist, right? And so it exists for one. It's a bad. It's so the penis can go inside the vagina and not cause trauma. So lubrication is very, very, very important. It's a we have natural lubrication, which is the vaginal fluids and the seminal fluids. Then we also have lubricant. You have water-based lubricant and you have silicone-based lubricant. Different types of lubricants that people can use. And once again, like Mathias said, you have to find what works best for you. But it's important. So even like, let's say you have a condom like the Magnum. I always tell people to have you, when you're going out to do your thing, have more than one condom. Have you like a little pack, a little pack that you put together that can have like a Magnum, have like a flavored condom, have like a female condom, like the dental dams, the lubricants, have different things. Let's say the first condom, because I'm not expecting everybody to just watch this and become a condom expert. But let's say you put a condom on and it it's not working right for you. You might need to lubricate it. You can lubricate whatever orifice is being penetrated, lubricate that, and make sure the condom area is lubricated, and that will give you more feeling. The more lubricated things are, the more feeling you can get in your condoms. And I know a lot of people who don't like to use condoms because they say they don't get any feeling from the condoms. Well, there are a plethora of different condoms you can use in conjunction with the lubricant. So that can help increase your feeling. And also, like we're talking about, let's say you're putting a Magnum on or whatever condom you on, make sure that the condom is rolled all the way down to the base of the penis. The condom shouldn't be stopping short like right here. You're going to expose all of this potentially to contracting the STD or STI. So just understanding those basic things right there. Yeah.
Okay.
So we talked about the lifestyle non-latex, which is this condom. I know one of the myths is, I know, when we was growing up, people was like, a lifestyle, it change your lifestyle. It's like, it do that if you don't know how to use it right. Yeah.
All right.
But this lifestyle changed our lifestyle in a good way. And it's a good condom, gives you protection. I don't know what it did, what a bad condom is. I know what bad condom use is, but I don't know what a bad condom is. We have these Atlas Black, and a lot of people say, well, if you have that type of condom, you're not big enough. That's not what that means. That's the whole purpose of the board behind Mathias, so we can dispel a lot of these myths. Once again, the Magnum, Trojan Magnum, and remember, Trojan makes Magnum. I had one person tell me that they will never use a Trojan; they will only use Magnums. Well, you shouldn't be having sex then, because you haven't even read the package.
You're
Um,
right.
we have these female condoms, this FC2 female condoms that people can use, and we'll show you about those. Have the one legend, one always has the designs. I remember a couple years ago. You remember when somebody got on the radio and told all the people to not use these condoms because they don't work right? And man, we had to track Buddy down and get him to change that because he was an influencer who was spreading wrong information because he felt like, well, he was stuck on brands. Don't Safe sex don't have nothing to do with brand loyalty. You can like whatever brand you want. That ain't gonna keep you safe. It's
You
about
right.
competent condom use. So flavored condoms, one has flavored condoms, different people have flavored condoms. So there's a one legend, and then there's a one legend XL. So a lot of people try to act like, oh well, and then there's, of course, you got the Trojan, the blue pack Trojan, or the Trojan Easy, what they used to call them. But a lot of people try to act like they can't fit condoms or no condom can fit them.
Joe, there's one more legend, the Legend Classic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the red.
No, the classic, the blue back.
Yeah, you're right. Where is that? Do I have that one? I thought I brought that one over here. Here we go. Yeah, the one classic. Show enough. And one has a lot of little designs on the front of it that make it pretty cool. And that did help people become more attracted to the brand. So being able to understand the different condoms, how the different condoms work. One of the things that kind of threw me off when we first started doing this, when we were teaching the people about flavored condoms. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of people, like the first 20 people, to ask, well, what are flavored condoms used for? It threw me off because I was just like, it's only one part of the body that senses flavor. That's your mouth. So flavored condoms are for oral sex, and the dental dams as well. Flavored condoms are for the men, and the dental dams are for the women. And we're going to take those out the pack.
And vice versa.
Right. Yeah.
Depending on what type of sex you're having.
Right.
It also work for anal sex as well when you're having oral anal sex.
Right. So do what you do. Just do it safe.
Right.
It's your business. Just make sure you take care of yourself. So let's dispel some of these myths a little further. So for the people who like to say condoms can't fit them because the condom isn't big enough. Yeah. So which one you taking out?
The Trojan.
You're taking out the Trojan. I'm taking out this Atlas. We're gonna put them on our hands. Make sure I put the thing on right. Right. We both got condoms on our hands, making fists, throwing up gang signs, all types of communications and stuff that we doing. I can spread my hand out, bring it back. I can go outside and catch footballs with this.
I can prevent. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't even gonna say it. It's gonna be funny, but I ain't gonna say it because somebody gonna believe that.
Right.
But if I can spread my hand all the way out and nothing happens, like my fingers are extended, nobody's penis is this large.
Right.
And you see how it's tight around my wrist? Nothing can get in. I can pour water on my arm, nothing's getting in. I have that slick barrier that's tight around me, so I can say, hey, nothing can get in. I'm safe. I'm protected.
Right.
So that's the myth that people have to understand is like that these work. They work. If you even watched on YouTube, I think a couple of years ago, they did a condom challenge and they filled it with water.
Yeah.
And then they dropped it over somebody's head and it went all the way over and didn't pop. How can that be a small condom? There's no condom that's that small that's going to prevent you from saying, oh, I can't wear that. This is how you want the condom to fit. You want it to fit secure and tight.
Snug fit right here. There you go. And another reason for that snug fit for a lot of people, it helps prevent fluids from coming out, fluids from coming in. But for some people, it can help you last longer as well. So it's a lot of people who come up and they start having sex before they're educated. They don't like the snug fit, or they think the snug fit is wrong or it's bad. The condoms are supposed to have a snug fit to you. If the condom don't have a snug fit, chances are it's a little too big and it could slide out.
Okay, Joe. So with that, so now that they know that all condoms can work, what is the correct way that we're supposed to look at a condom? How do we know a condom is effective? Is it I can just look at the package and make sure it don't have holes in it, or how
Good.
do I know it's in date? Is it do they expire? I mean, what does somebody need to look at that doesn't really know anything about condoms? What do they need to look at to make sure they're using an effective condom?
Well, I'm glad you asked. All right, so let's start. Let's start with the Magnum, and I usually start with the Magnum. Well, they changed. Okay, so the reason why I usually start with the Magnum is because what the lot number and expiration date is usually written in white, but they changed it for these. I guess they want to get with the time, so it's black writing. But these condoms usually have like an expiration date and a lot number, as you can see. So the expiration date lets you know if the condom is good to use, because just like any other thing that we consume, any other commodity or product that we consume, has an expiration date. After the expiration date, its efficacy goes down. So if I have a condom and the expiration date is two is 2/20/20, February 20th, 2020, and it's September, October, the efficacy of that condom has definitely decreased, and that increases the chances of the condom breaking. So the
Mhm.
lot number is basically like tracking. It's like the barcode on any product you buy. You go to the store, they scan the barcode, but they also have lot numbers. The lot number lets you know exactly where the condom was manufactured. So you can go back and see, well, all right, well, this come from this lot, from this company, from this place, and all these things here. Um, so those are things you do. First thing is expiration date. Next thing is lot number. Those are the first two things that you're looking at when we're talking about putting the condom on. And a lot of people ask the questions about, well, if I'm taking these steps as far as making sure the condom is um, not expired, making sure it doesn't have any holes and putting it on correct, won't that ruin the mood? But some of these things you can, it doesn't take long to do this, and some of these things you can do before you get there.
Right.
So expiration date first, lot number second. So the third thing is we're trying to make sure that the condom doesn't have a hole in it. Fold the condom in half. Don't, all right, it doesn't make sense to have sex with the condom, have whole sex, ejaculate in the condom, and then go run water in it to see if it has a hole in it.
Because it's too late.
It's too late now. What you doing? Who taught you that? Don't do that no more. Fold the condom in half, and if you feel an air bubble, then there are no holes in the condom. If you do not feel an air bubble, there's a hole in the condom, throw it away, because it's not going to give you the full protection that you need. And remember, HIV and some of the other STDs, they're micro, they're small, 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 so they can get through a hole that was poked into the condom. All right, so next thing you want to do, expiration date, lot number, check for the hole in the condom. There's no hole. All right, so we want to open up the condom. Just simply open. All condoms have ridges. So you can see like the ridges on it. All condoms have ridges. Even like the one that has the slots where you can open your condom. So we don't recommend people using sharp objects or their teeth to open up the condoms. You ain't trying to be cool. You're just trying to make sure that we open the condom up simply.
And make
Open
sure
the
that you
condom up.
also pull it down so you can pull the condom away from where you're tearing. So therefore you don't take the risk of tearing the condom in the process of opening.
Right. So next thing here is to make sure that we're putting the condom on correctly, properly on the right side. So when I first started doing my condom demonstration things, I would have a lot of people who they would try to put the condom on the penis first, and oh, it's it's going down the wrong way. So let me do that. So you put the condom on the wrong way, you're like, oh my goodness, the condom is on the wrong way. So a lot of people would take it and flip it, and then just and I put it on again. They just put it on the condom, put the condom on the penis. After you've discovered that it was on the wrong way, they just put it on. So everything, if the purpose of putting the condom on is to prevent the exchange of skin-to-skin contact and body fluids. So if you test the condom out to see if it's going to roll down the right or the wrong way, putting it on the condom kind of defeats the purpose of the safe sex. Because what if the person actually has an STD? So you tried it, it didn't roll down, so you flipped it. So all of that will be inside of you. It's going to come in contact with you. So don't do that. Well, I'm not going to say we created, because I don't want to take credit for that, but we were taught. Go through this. Once you go through all your first steps, I call this put your hood up, because it just helped me remember. So put the condom in the center of your hand. We want to make the little baby bottle top, the little nipple top. And when you're putting it in your hand, right, you're putting it in your hand, we can kind of see, we can kind of see if the condom is the right way or the wrong way, just by having it in your hand. So looking at it like this, the one I have is the wrong way, and the one Mathias has is the right way. So, all right, I look at it, the condom is on the wrong way. So I flip it over, and bam, I have it the right way. Now, some people will tell you before you put the condom on the penis to just pinch the tip. We need a little more room than that. So what we were taught is kind of roll that thing down to the second knuckle. We want to make some room at the tip of that condom. Making room at the tip of the condom allows the condom to breathe, allows the condom to be able to slide and move, allows the person who has the condom on to be able to slide and move inside of the condom. Just having it tight or no room at the condom, at the tip of the condom, it doesn't help keep everything as safe as it should be, because the pressure could build up and that could lead to increased condom breakage. So, all right, we know our condom is on right, and we've made at least our half inch or inch as far as room at the tip of the condom. So next thing is rolling. All right, so rolling the condom on the penis. So with one hand, you're going to hover the condom over the penis. With the other hand, you're going to roll it down. Right? So rolling it down, we got our room at the tip of the condom. And the condom is rolled down to the base of the penis. And some people say, well, it don't look right. Remember, once again, this ain't no fashion show. You should know what penises and vaginas and condoms and things look like before you start having sex. So this condom is on this penis, correct, with the room at the tip. So you can, with this room at the tip, you can kind of fold it front, back, side, always. And it could help to, like I said, help with sliding the movement and help with being able to collect semen as ejaculation happens. Now, one thing about this condom on this particular penis is, you see the one on Mathias? Mathias has his condom on his penis is snug fit. My condom on my penis is bag and sag and bare. That's not what you want. Remember that? Bag and sag and bare. So that's not what you want. This condom definitely gonna slide off. This is definitely gonna slide off. And this person, you may have the length for the legend, but you don't have the width for the legend. So let me take this off and even do it with the magnet. Show you that with the magnet. Go through my steps, making sure that I put it on right. Up is wrong, so let me turn it over. Make sure it's right. Roll it down. Got my room. I put it on. With this magnet, same thing. Baggy, saggy. Every condom isn't for everybody, and it's okay. Condom size does not equate to sexual pleasure. And I'm saying it one more time. Condom size does not equate to sexual pleasure. So making sure that you're taking the time out to find what works for you, being real with yourself, and then using what works for you. So, what we got? Which one we got next? Oh, let me show you. Show them the female condom.
Mm-hmm.
Get that good female condom, because it's a plethora. Like I said earlier, it's a plethora of condoms that people can use. But when we're not taught about safe sex and we allow, all right, it's like if you come to me to ask me how to fix the engine on your car never moves. Never moves, right? So don't go to people just because they're knowledgeable on some things or they seem knowledgeable. Don't go to them for everything. Stop asking people who are not experts in the realm of sexual information. It's a good chance you're going to get bad information. And if somebody who has never really been taught how to put a condom on properly or don't even use condoms is teaching you how to use a condom, that's probably not going to work out right.
And in our today's society, most people learn from their friends. Most people learn from TV. You can't watch TV because you're gonna see them porn stars tear it off, do. But really, that's all for show because they done already put it on previously before and done everything the correct way.
Right.
So even when you're like talking to your friends, look for those safe spaces to go to. Go to the health departments. Go to your local FQAC. Go to your school clinics. Go to the health educators in the community to ask them, hey, I just got a question. Can you show me how to put on a condom? I just want to make sure I got it right. Are these the correct steps? Is this what I'm supposed to be looking for? And I want y'all to know condoms are free. You can get them at local places. You can get them in club bathrooms. You can get them at stores. You can get them at restaurants sometimes. You can get them all over campuses. I know here in Leon County, they're on FAMU's campus, they're on FSU campus, they're on TCC campus. Condoms are free. They're here at Neighborhood Medical Center. Anytime you can come to one of our front desks at any one of our locations and pick up a pack of condoms. You can go, the health department's got them on the walls outside in the lobby. People don't even know you have to pick them up. Like, just come, grab some bags, and go. And don't be ashamed. They're free. Right. Don't have to go to the store and buy a $24 pack of condoms.
Right, right. And this is the initiative was put together so give people more access to safe sex materials. Like if you're a family, if you live in Tallahassee, Florida, or you go to school or you commute in Tallahassee, Florida, and you're a student at FSU, FAMU, or TCC, condoms are free. We literally, if it's not us, Neighborhood Medical Center, yeah, the health department or other agencies, literally take condoms to these places. Every agency who provide HIV services in Leon County has places where they give people condoms. Condoms are free. I've gone to restaurants just on my own time, going to restaurants, went in the bathroom, saw the condoms and just smiled. Like, that's what's up. Because the psychology behind that is if I'm at a restaurant and the condoms are out in the open and displayed, I'll take it. Me, personally, I will take it. But what about somebody who's a lot more sexually conservative or may not think about sex the same way I do? They're not going to grab those condoms. So putting those condoms in the bathroom makes it less of a spectacle to those people, and they're more likely to take the condoms and use them.
And even in the most other places, people don't even think about that the condoms are your beauty shops and barber shops.
Yes.
They are the best place to find condoms because, trust me, they're there. And they're out here just like we are trying to help educate people and get people to make sure they use condoms. But they are there in 90% of the barbershops. If not, and you're in Leon County, let us know. We can make sure we can get you some condoms if you're in the barbershop. Anybody who want to have condoms, you can contact us or your local health department or other agencies in the area to be able to get condoms that are free to give out to people.
Right.
So we're going to go ahead and break down this female condom. It's a little larger than normal. And so it comes out.
Yep.
And it breaks it down. And you notice that there's a different thing inside of this female condom. It's actually a lot wider. It's not as long, but it's a lot wider. So the reason why,
longer than you think.
Right. And what we actually do with this is for it to insert into the female. It goes inside the vagina. You squeeze it like this with the ring, which is basically a little small cock ring. So you put it in there and you push it in, and it goes inside the vagina and it locks into place. So you're going to have it here, and then this part hangs out the vagina. Okay? And so this part, my hand right here is going to be the vaginal lips, okay? So then it's here. So this is all inside the vagina, and you have your protection around your lips because the extra part of the condom is over there. So you insert this anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes before having sex. You can keep it in your body up to 8 hours before you have to discard it. Now, if you're having sex with people and you use it and he ejaculates inside of it, make sure you take it out before you have sex with somebody else.
Right. Right.
Okay? We know how those nights can get, and we also know that we do have professional sex workers and things like that, and commercial sex workers who actually go out and use these things, which are great because they don't have to worry about the John or the person who's having sex with them put on a condom
Right.
because they're still protecting themselves and the person who's out there purchasing the actual sexual act.
Right.
So it's still a safe sex because a lot of people who purchase sex from commercial sex workers or professional sex workers or whatever you want to call them, um, they don't want to use condoms for some reason. They just want to get the quick nut, and you don't really care about or think about the whole process till afterwards. So at least by this way, because a lot of our commercial sex workers love these condoms because it's almost like the non-latex one. Once you keep it inside your
So,
vagina, it actually heats up and warms up, so it feels like skin. So it really feels like nothing's on. And so, and ladies, just a little trick. Once you put it in, you don't have to really guide him no more that much
hopefully,
because you know
hopefully you should. If you got to guide him, you shouldn't be having sex with him.
sometimes it just gets a little, on them good nights after the club or whatever, you still have a way to actually be able to just don't have to worry about if he getting into the right hole. So you're already there. It's already lubricated up. You can actually put more lube on it, which we prefer you do to make sure that it gets the consistency and that it's actually moist down there. We understand a lot of women say my vagina gets moist, it's wet, they get their aquafina in the streets,
Well,
whatever they
you
want to call.
alive. You are alive.
But the wetter the better. And
Right.
so therefore, because you want that bear, because the last thing you want is for somebody to come inside of you and you're not wet, even if you don't use the condoms. But even with the condoms, you still want it wet because you want to have that less chance of the breakage. Because the
Right.
more lubricated the condom is, the less likely it's going to break. When
Right.
you use some condoms, I'm just going to say, in my opinion, when you use this condom, they tend to dry out the vagina. Not saying that you don't get wet enough, not saying that those are the other things that, go in hand. It's just, it's that type of plastic. It's a thicker condom. So it's going to dry out a lot quicker and dry out the vagina. And sometimes it might have a small odor, depending on not it's you, but it's the actual condom itself.
Right.
So that's why we always say we need to make sure that you always use lube. You can get lubes in different packets, you can get different ones, and you can try them out. Now, if you go to the sex store, I don't know the name of the sex stores in other cities or anything like that, but I'm sure if you Google exotic toy stores or adult stores, you'll find plenty of them. If you go in there, there's thousands of lubes you can try. And you can actually ask the people to sit there and try them out, and they will give you a little squirt of it so you can feel the consistency,
Mm-hmm.
feel what it is. Some feel real great where they're smooth and silky, and
Well,
you'd be like,
yeah.
ooh.
We was
Some
in what,
warm up, some
Chicago.
heat up,
When we
huh?
in Chicago, we was in Chicago, New Orleans. When we was in New Orleans when we went to the store, and
Hmm.
we was able to sample that lubricant that they had. It was the store in the French Quarter, and they had the lubricant was amazing.
I mean, it's a smooth, silky. I mean, it was great, and we were like, and you only needed just a little bit because it
Right.
was so good. So that's the point to go in there. And then if you go in there, I suggest everybody go to their local sex store and check it out. It's a
Yeah.
lot of fun. You and your friends go in there together and just explore and look at the different things. There's flavored lubes for giving oral sex.
Yes.
There's flavored lubes to I mean any type of it's warming lubes. We put something on our nose or our lip and it just started heating up and tingling. So it's just like you got all these different things to help with your sexual experience. So you want to use it and make it fun. You can use these condoms and have fun with it. If you're in a relationship and you want to use this condom, you can use this as foreplay. So ladies, it can help you get ready for having sex. It can help you. You know what I'm saying? You do the little different things and do it up, and it's just a different foreplay. You got to make sex fun, and use a condom is making it safe and safe fun. And that's all it's about. It's just making sure you make it fun. You can have the condoms and use condoms and do the different things, but as long as you make it fun and enjoyable, you won't have a problem using the condoms.
There you
Make it a
go.
game. Let's play. Do different things. Think outside the box. We think about outside the box for everything else. Why can't we think outside the box for sex? Sex isn't always supposed to be the old school way. You lay on your back, I do this, and we go back and forth, and then we're done. No, make it fun, enjoyable. That's what it's about. You're young. You could be old. You could be middle aged. It doesn't matter. Let's
Right,
have fun with it. And
right.
everybody still needs to use a condom. A condom is not just to prevent pregnancy. Most people just worry about pregnancy. Oh, I'll just take a pill. Sometimes the pill ain't working. The new age STDs,
Yeah, yeah.
they're
Hey,
evolving. The
hey.
medications aren't working because they're getting resistance to the medication because people
Yes.
aren't taking the medications.
Right.
So I really stress that people really use, and especially if you're out there doing whatever you do, and I don't knock nobody, I don't yuck nobody's young. If you out there doing what you're doing, make sure you use a condom. Whether it's your wife, your person on the side, your husband, whoever, make sure you use a condom. If you step out, use a condom. Be proactive and think. We understand it's just 2020. People do different things. People get excited. People do things. We're not encouraging anybody to cheat on their partners or do anything else.
Now,
We just want you to be safe. And
protect
if
yourself.
you do that, make sure you take those extra steps to getting those condoms and things like that. They
Right.
do work. They do help. We're just not engaging in saying, hey, it's okay to cheat or do anything else. We just want to make sure that everybody takes the precautions because when you're used to not using condoms because you're in a monogamous relationship, it's hard if you're doing something
Transition.
else to step out. It's just in your mind, I don't need a condom. So it's just going to different places and things like that, making sure, especially if you're out there on these apps that people are using now, because
Know
you
about
have
your
different
habits.
apps for LGBTQ, you have different apps for heterosexual, you even have Christian Mingle for Christians. So, I mean, once you go out to all these different apps and you meet people, yes, they are social networking apps, but a lot of people are using them for hookup apps. And
Mm-hmm.
so, including Facebook. So, I
Yeah.
really want people to understand that your mind gets caught up in things. And when you get there, sometimes your mind's not there because you're just turned on just a little too much.
There
And
you go.
things go out the window. And we're all human. We do forget things. And it's
Right.
okay.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to hit
So,
on that.
if
And not
you
to cut
feel
you
like
off.
you get to that point, like I say, come to your local educators and we can help you. Remember, there's medication out there for if you do have a sexual encounter and that person turns around and say, "Oh, by the way, I'm HIV positive." You can get PEP and PrEP. I'm always going to preach PrEP and PEP. Some people don't like it, but hey, the medication's there. We got to give you every option as a health educator to make sure that we keep yourself safe.
Right. And if you want to learn more about Pep and Prep, go to episode 3 of Mind Your Body and Soul podcast, where we interviewed Dr. Brianna Journey, and she broke down what Pep and Prep is, how to access it, how it works in the body, all those different things. Also, just hit on one thing that Mathias was saying. It's natural and it's a part of the human cycle to have unprotected sex. That's how we got here. That's how we reproduce. So I don't want people to think that, oh my God, because if you have an account and the condom isn't used, I don't want you to think that you're the worst person ever or life is over. Don't want you to think that. But we do want you to be aware of the presence of STDs. We do want people to understand that. So because STDs are present, because viral infections, which are still STDs, are present, you have to make your mind up. What's more important, being safe or being satisfied? Safety should be way up here. Satisfaction should be somewhere because satisfaction is important, but
Mm-hmm.
safety is more important than satisfaction because, like you were saying, they they have lymphogranuloma venereal. We're gonna break that down next episode. But remember, for some of us, we're old enough to where our parents should tell us, "Hey, you better be careful what you out there doing because you might get something and your stuff fall off."
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are
Mm-hmm.
here at those days and times where people. are contracting flesh-eating bacterial infections that are really messing them up. Like lymphogranuloma venereum is one of those. So LGV. All right. So we showed you how to put the condom on. We showed you that condoms, and remember, condoms are, you got latex condoms and non-latex condoms. The
Joe, you
female
breaking
condoms,
up?
huh? I'm breaking up.
Okay.
I'm back. Or you can hear me, not see me. Oh shoot! Come on, technology. Come on back. Get us right, because he broken up too. But I'm gonna just keep talking. So the female condom is not a lubricated condom. I mean, excuse me. The female condom is lubricated. The female condom is not latex.
Oh,
Yeah.
repeat what you said because you froze and broke up.
Okay. You have different, like you said, just reiterate, different types of condoms. You have latex condoms, like the Magnum is a latex condom. The female condom is a non-latex condom. Now, not all non, like the lifestyle non-latex, it's not the same type of non-latex material as this female condom. The female condom is a stronger, more durable material that is used for the condom versus this lifestyle non-latex. It's a bit like it's a bit closer to the traditional condoms. So remember, understanding that. A lot of people think that, or a lot of people find out if they are allergic to latex or not in the act of sex. So if you're putting latex condoms on and you're having the reactions and things, at least you're wearing condoms. We're glad you're wearing condoms. Some people don't know if they have a latex allergy or not because they're not using condoms. So we want to make sure that everybody is using a safe sex material. So we got all of that out of the way. And remember, you got different types of lubricants. You have water-based lubricants. You have silicone-based lubricants. Let's hit on that real quick. What's the best lubricant to use for vaginal sex?
I would say the silicone lubricant.
Or
Depending on no. Let me take it back. It's the water-based lubricant because of the simple fact of the matter, it's more water-based. It's more in tune with the female body. For anal sex, I would suggest that you use the silicone-based lubricant
right,
because it's more lubricating the tighter area.
right,
But for vaginal, you really want to make sure that you use the water-based lubricant. For a actual anal sex, you want to make sure that you use the silicone-based lubricant. It's a little thicker, it's a little bit more greasier to help ease the penetration side in. Now,
right.
if you only have silicone-based lubricant,
Use it.
use it.
Use it.
If you only have now, one thing I want you to understand is when it comes to lubricants,
Oh yeah,
be
and you probably think the same
very,
thing I'm thinking.
very careful what you put inside the vagina,
Yes.
the rectum, and the penis. And you're like, what do you put inside the penis? When you pour that lubricant on top of on top of your penis, the hole inside. A lot of these could be, like I said, go to the sex store. You can get warming, heating up. Be careful.
Be careful.
If you have food allergies, a lot of these have different flavors. Myself, I know I'm allergic to berries. I'm not touching nothing berry. So if I get a lube for oral sex, which you should always want to make sure you use a lube when you give head
Right,
because you actually line the inside of your mouth, which is
right.
giving you an extra barrier to giving head. Because that way, if there's any cuts, anything scrapes, anything like that, you
Got an
kind of have
extra
that
barrier.
area to protect yourself. So therefore, you can lower your chances of catching an STD in the mouth.
But you should be using protection for oral sex anyway.
You should. And the condoms actually don't taste bad. Trust me. Come see us at Neighborhood Medical Center and we'll be able to let you taste them and see how it is.
This
But they
is
come in flavors
bubblegum
from
flavor.
bubblegum, chocolate covered mint, mint, island punch, banana, different things.
All types.
Even the dental dams come in flavor. And that's the one thing I want to talk about now is the dental dams, especially when you're having oral sex for a female or you're having
Oral
oral
anal.
fellatio on the anus. So basically, it works the same way. My hand's a little sticky from the other lubes. I'm trying to open it up. And
oh yeah, and spit. Don't let the porn industry miseducate you. Spit is not the best form of lubricant. I understand you probably used to doing that. That's probably what you were seeing. So let's scenario real quick. You with me, we go on a date, we go get seafood. We get the lobster, the shrimp, the crabs, all types of the stuff that we want because we spending money. And then we get the desserts with the chocolate cakes and the cheesecakes and different things. And then I decide that I still got all of those particles in my mouth, and I decide that I want to use my spit as my lubricant before I lube my penis up and put it inside your vagina or your anus. So I just spit in my hand, lube it up, or fake lube it up with my saliva, with all the particles in it, with the chocolate cake, with the cheesecake, with the lobster, with the crab, with the shrimp, with the fish, all these things, all these particles are still in my mouth, and that's gonna go inside the vagina or the anus. For we know for the vagina, it's gonna throw the pH balance all the way off. Use lubricants, and that we come across a lot of women who say that they don't need lubricant. You're not special. You are not special. Vaginas are supposed to get wet. That means you're alive. But guess what? An extra barrier of protection. Also, think about in environments and things. If you have a sex in a room with the fan on, you're gonna have some dryness happen because you got a continuous fan that's spinning around. Use the lubricants. Don't be afraid to use lubricants. If you can't have conversations about safe sex and safe sex material with a person that you want to have sex with, find you somebody else to have sex with. So
right. So we have the dental dam. It comes in a little package. It's basically a sheet of latex that we use, and you place it over the vagina. My hand is my vagina today. So you place it over your vagina, and so basically it covers the whole entire area. So therefore, wherever you're licking or touching on, you have that barrier between you and that person. So you want that barrier to prevent from any STDs. So if she has any bumps, bruises, cuts, anything like that, that protects you from anything that's there. Plus, it protects you from the vaginal secretions that are going to come out. And it's the same for the rectum. When you put the material over the rectum, and you kind of see it's kind of adhering to my skin a little bit, because therefore, so when it's wet, it's going to stick to it and stay in place. But you can always take it and you can take it like this and place it over, and that way you have it around your face and everything, so therefore you can do and maneuver and do what you need to do. And when you put your tongue into it, it goes through. So you're there and you can still do the oral actions and things like that, but you just have that barrier between yourself and the person.
right, yeah. For the OGs, the movie Booty Call. Booty Call taught us that. Now I know I didn't get it when I was that young. I was like, well, why this fool wrapping himself up and all this dental dam or plastic glad wrap? Now we don't recommend plastic glad wrap these days. Those days that they didn't have as much information. Now plastic glad wrap and things is very porous, and with it being porous, it doesn't necessarily help in the prevention of the transmission of STDs. So that's why we recommend like the latex dental dams, or let's say a male wants to perform oral sex on a female, and the flavored condom, or like let's use the flavor. So the flavored condom is all he has. Roll that bad boy out, roll that thing on out, and you can fillet it. Split this thing in half, fillet it, and then I got some scissors right here.
Okay.
Kind of use your scissors to cut a bit, and because you want to get it filleted, so you can use it. Cut it down a little more. All right. So when you cut it down, you cut it in half, you can spread it out, and it becomes a dental dam for you to use. Put it on your face, everything. Same thing like Mathias showed. You can use use your tongue in it. And it's another thing that can be used. Like you say, thinking outside the box, but thinking safe sex as well. So
And
play
even
with
another
condoms.
way to do that, like how Joe took it and rolled it all the way out and flayed it that way, you can just roll a piece of the condom up. You can cut the tip of it off
There you go.
just for, short purposes. And therefore it's already there. So you have your, like a ring. You just take your scissors and you cut it. And then you can roll it out. So you have multiple ways of cutting it. So one way of cutting it is not versus the other, but it's just different options. So you don't have to always take it out to fillet it out.
There you
So we
go.
want you to understand there's multiple ways of doing it. So don't think you gotta roll it all the way out and try to cut down your condom and stuff like that.
Just use whatever best method for
Just
you.
use whatever method you can to get to this point.
There you go. And you'll be good. Because remember, we want people to have safe, pleasurable sex. We're human beings. We're sexual beings. We understand people have sex. That's how we here. And if we plan on continuing the human race, guess what we got to do? Have sex. So we can have safe, pleasurable sex. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here to teach. So we went through a lot of information. So now we're doing a little challenge. So behind Mathias, there are 7 different condoms. You have the Atlas Black. You have the Trojan, regular Trojan in the blue package. You have the Trojan Magnum. You have the One Classic, which is the blue back. You have the Lifestyle Non-Latex, which is this. You have the Legend XL, which is the gold back. And the Legend XL is bigger. Well, I ain't gonna say it yet, but it's a big condom. And then you have the Legend as well. So you have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we want to see if you all just off of vision, just a visual thing. We're not expecting everybody to be experts, but once again, the condoms are, and write this down: the Atlas Black, the Trojan, the regular Trojan in the blue pack, the Trojan Magnum, the One Classic, the Legend XL, and the One Legend. So we have the numbers lined up. We want to see if you can, just being visual, just using your sight, can pick out which condom is which. We already know you one we kind of threw you a home run with one of them. But for the rest of them, can you pick which condom is which just off of the sight of seeing the condoms out and open? And one of the reasons we're doing this is because a lot of people was like, I know what the Magnum looks like. I know what the Magnum looks like. The Magnum is the best. Magnum is the best. It's the biggest condom. So we want people to recognize that sometimes you can't just identify condoms just off the sight of the condom without it coming out of the package. And just because you feel like the condom is the biggest condom or the best condom doesn't mean it actually is. So to answer these questions, you have to go to our YouTube channel. And in the comments of this video on YouTube, I want you to leave in the comments, numbering 1 through 7, which condom is which. So you have the Atlas Black, Trojan, classic Trojan in the blue pack, the Trojan Magnum, the One Classic, the Lifestyle Non-Latex, the Legend XL, and the Classic Legend. Numbers 1 through 7. Which one is which? Put it in the comments of our YouTube comments. Only on YouTube. No other platform. Only on YouTube. Remember, Neighborhood Medical Center is the YouTube channel. Subscribe. And on this video, Mind Your Body and Soul, the Healthy Podcast, episode 6, Condom 101. Leave the comments in the comment section, numbering 1 through 7, which condom is which. And the first couple people who can get it right, let's say first 5 people who can answer it correct. Once you put the answer in the comment, put your email. We got something for you. We ain't gonna tell you what it is, but we got a little something for you. So that's one of the challenges that we got, because we want to make sure that people really wrap their minds around condom competency. We're not concerned about who you think you are. And let me just say this too. STDs, HIV, all these diseases, they don't care about how cute you think you are, how tall you think you are, how good you think you are in bed, how big or how small your penis or your vagina is, how wet your vagina gets, and none of those things. None of the things that are frivolous to us and that we think make us somebody or cool. These diseases don't care about none of that. All they care about is being able to survive. Can they survive in your body? They need an organic compound, organic area to survive. Can they do that? And if you give them that, they will survive and thrive. So that's why we're doing this. We want to make sure people are safe. And then, like I said, next episode, we're going to come back and break down STDs, the different types of STDs. But we want to do condom competency first, because we want to make sure people are keeping themselves safe. So is there anything else we need to add?
I think that's it. Just make sure that you know you can get free condoms. Check us out at different health clinics in town. You can go through, I'm just going to name the ones in Tallahassee because I don't know the rest and everywhere else. You can go to your local health department here, Florida Health, Leon County. You can go to Florida Health, Gaston County as well.
Yep.
You can go to neighborhood medical centers. We have several different locations here in town and as well as in Havana and other areas. We also have CarePoint,
Yep.
Big Ben Cares. You have Bond Community Health Center. You
MACA,
have MACA. You have other agencies,
Planned
Family
Parenthood, you
Health,
get them.
Child,
Emmanuel, FSU, Charles,
local barbershops to have them,
smoke shops, the ASAP
smoke
smoke
shops.
shops.
Yep. I mean, anywhere that you can imagine. And if not, and like I said, if you're out there listening and you want condoms in your
Hit us
business
up.
or anything, give us a call. We'll attach our information to the bottom of the
It's in the description. But for both of us, mine is J Ward at neighborhoodmedicalcenter.org. His is M Sweet, MSWEET at neighborhoodmedicalcenter.org. Mine is JWARD at neighborhoodmedicalcenter.org. Or you can leave your information in the comment section of either on YouTube or whatever platform that you're watching or listening to this on. Contact us and let us know. That way we can help get condoms in those areas if they're not in those areas. We the condom plug for y'all. We the condom plug. We got what you need. And and trust me, we got a plug for the plug for the plug. So we good with that. All right. And so with that being said, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mind, Your Body, and Soul. I am Joseph Ward. He is Mathias Sweet. I'm gonna give a shout out to Miss Alana Steaple. Like I said, come back. She'll be with us next episode as we break down STDs. Mind Your Body and Soul, the Healthy Podcast, is available on YouTube, on the Neighborhood Medical Center YouTube channel. YouTube, subscribe to Neighborhood Medical Center on YouTube. Also, our website, I forgot to say this earlier, our website, nmc.com or neighborhoodmedicalcenter.com/NMC podcast. I'm saying it all wrong. nmcpodcast.com or neighborhoodmedicalcenter.com/NMC podcast. We're on Anchor.fm, Mind Your Body and Soul, the Healthy Podcast. We're on Spotify, on iTunes, I think we're on Google Play. We're on a whole bunch of different platforms. You can't access those through Anchor as well, or if you're already on those platforms, just search Mind Your Body and Soul and our podcast will come up. And if our podcast ain't on that platform, let me know, because we're going to make sure it get on that platform. But with that being said, we want to make sure that people are living the healthiest versions of themselves, and we're not going to let coronavirus stop us from getting our message out to our people. So here we are, we in your face, we in your chest with this podcast, and it's just in addition to what we would normally be doing. If corona wasn't happening, we'll be in the streets with these people, but it's kind of restricted some things, but we're not going to let anything hold us back. So that being said, 2 fingers in the air.
All right. Thank y'all for joining in.
Yep. See y'all next time.